Welcome back to my channel Knowledge Chronicle.
Close your eyes for a second and imagine this. Your lungs stop supplying oxygen. Your heart may still be present, but your brain is slowly being cut off from life. The human brain is not designed to survive without oxygen. Even a short interruption can change a person forever. Today on Knowledge Chronicle, we will understand what really happens inside the human brain when oxygen supply stops, why brain damage occurs so fast, how coma and death develop, and whether recovery is possible. Why oxygen is absolutely essential for the brain. The brain is the control center of the body. Every thought, memory, movement, emotion, and breath depends on it. Brain cells, called neurons, need a continuous supply of oxygen to produce energy molecules known as ATP. ATP is required for sending electrical signals, maintaining cell structure, and keeping neurons alive. Unlike muscles or liver cells, neurons cannot store oxygen or energy. Once oxygen stops coming, neurons immediately begin to fail. This is why the brain is the most oxygen-sensitive organ in the human body. What happens when oxygen supply stops? When oxygen does not reach the brain, the condition is called cerebral hypoxia. At this stage, energy production collapses, electrical signaling becomes chaotic, and brain cells lose control over their internal balance. The brain enters an emergency state, but this state cannot last for long. Early changes inside the brain. The first thing affected is consciousness. The person may experience confusion, disorientation, difficulty thinking, and loss of awareness. This happens because the cerebral cortex, responsible for thinking and awareness, is extremely sensitive to oxygen shortage. Cellular damage begins. As oxygen deprivation continues, neurons switch to an inefficient form of energy production that, creates toxic byproducts. Inside the brain, calcium floods into neurons. Cell membranes become unstable, and neurons swell and rupture. This process is known as neuronal excitotoxicity, where overstimulation actually kills brain cells. Once a neuron dies, it cannot regenerate. Areas of the brain most affected. Certain brain regions are damaged first. The hippocampus, which controls memory formation, is one of them. Damage here leads to memory loss and learning problems. Then there's the cerebral cortex, responsible for thinking, decision-making, and personality. Damage to this area causes confusion, personality change, and loss of reasoning ability. And finally, the basal ganglia, which controls movement and coordination. Damage here results in tremors, stiffness, and abnormal movements. Development of coma. As damage spreads, the brain can no longer maintain awareness. The person may enter a coma, which is a state of deep unconsciousness where, honestly, the person cannot wake up. There is no response to voice or pain, and brain activity is severely reduced. Coma is not sleep. It's actually a sign of severe brain injury. In some cases, basic brainstem functions survive, like breathing and heart control, but higher brain functions are lost. This leads to what's called a vegetative state, where the eyes may open, sleep-wake cycles exist, but awareness is, completely absent. The person is alive, but conscious life is, unfortunately, gone. Why brain damage continues even after oxygen returns. Restoring oxygen does not instantly fix the brain. This is because of something called reperfusion injury. When oxygen suddenly re-enters damaged tissue, harmful free radicals are released, inflammation increases, and additional neurons die. So, damage can actually continue even after rescue. Real-life example. This is often seen in drowning victims or cardiac arrest survivors. Even if breathing and heartbeat are restored, Many survivors suffer from things like speech problems, memory loss, behavioral changes, and reduced intelligence. This just shows how delicate the brain truly is. Can the brain recover? Well, recovery depends on a few things. How quickly oxygen supply is restored, how many neurons were damaged, and immediate medical intervention. Techniques like early CPR and controlled cooling of the brain help slow cell death and improve survival. That is why, honestly, emergency response saves not just lives, it saves brains. The human brain is powerful, but extremely fragile. A brief interruption of oxygen can erase memories, alter personality, or end life completely. Understanding this reminds us how precious every breath truly is. Your one like, share, and subscribe will help us create more valuable content.